Hi, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be making some rose petal shortbread cookies. This is going to be for Valentine's Day, but it would be great for any time of the year as well. I'm just doing it because it's that time of year. For my cookies, I'm going to be making them into hearts and this like ruffly, flowery circle. I don't know what you'd call this shape, but I'm going to be doing these two cookies, and then we're going to be making the shortbread up, putting it in the refrigerator for about 30 minutes to chill, then rolling it out, baking it, and then to top it all off, I'm going to be melting down some white chocolate and some just regular chocolate and dipping half of the cookie in the chocolate and then sprinkling the chocolate with some rose petals and some pistachios on top. So this should be a great little treat, and I'm very excited to start. First off, we need to make the shortbreads. For that, you're going to need a cup of butter, my 2 sticks. It needs to be about room temperature. And I'm gonna be using my blender. I guess if you really wanted to take the time, you could cut it in, but that would take a while, so I'm doing it the easier way. I'm using salted butter, so I'm probably not gonna add near as much salt as the recipe calls for, just because I don't wanna get it too salty. And then for the sugar, I need 2/3 cup of sugar. I have these fun little heart-shaped ones, but I don't have a 2/3 cup, so I'm gonna do 2 of the 1/3 cup. And then for the flour, I need 2 1/3 cups of flour. We're just gonna be adding everything into here first and then blending it. You don't need to cream the butter or anything like that. Wish they made these bags wider so it'd be easier to get this out. We're gonna level that out. There's one. Two, and then 1/3 cup. Awesome. Now we need some almond extract. I'm gonna be doing a 1/2 teaspoon of this, but if you don't have almond extract, you can use vanilla as well. Like I said, we're just dumping this all in and then mixing it all up together. Oh, I really made a mess with that flour. Okay, and then this is a rose water concentrate. I boiled some water and made a rose tea. And then after that had enough time to steep, I put it on the stove and really simmered it down until it got to about this much. It was at about 3/4 cup. So now I just need 3/4 a teaspoon of it. I probably shouldn't have made quite as much, but I didn't know how much it would boil down. So I made a little bit more. So we're gonna have some extra, but I need 3/4 teaspoon in here. I let it cool down all the way too. If you had an unsalted butter, you need 1/4 teaspoon of salt, but since I already have salted butter, I'm just gonna put a couple sprinkles in. And that should do it. I don't want to get too much. And then I need 3 tablespoons of rose petals that have been dried. I got this edible rose bud bag and I just took them out, and they come as buds. They came as buds like this, and so I just snapped off the top and really crinkled it up, and it came out beautifully. It doesn't have that strong of a rose smell just now, but once it gets baking and stuff, I have a feeling it's gonna come out more once it gets wet. I need 3 tablespoons of this, and then save the rest for your topping. And then last but not least, I also need 3 tablespoons of heavy cream. Okay, so that is all the ingredients we need for the actual cookie part. So we're gonna blend this together on a low speed for about 2 minutes or until the dough comes together completely. Make sure you're stopping it and scraping the butter off of the petals so that it gets incorporated in well. Probably gonna have to do that quite a bit at the beginning, just until it gets incorporated in. Okay, it all came together beautifully. So now we need to take it off. Okay, once it is done all together, you need to get out some plastic wrap. Lay it down on a clean surface. And we're gonna take this off. And then with clean hands, we're gonna dump it out onto our plastic wrap. And we want to form it into a disc. Fold it all up, just like so. And then we're going to pop this in the refrigerator for about 30 minutes. We want it to cool down so it'll be easier to roll out when we do that. Okay, it has had a half hour in the fridge, so it is time to roll it out and start cutting it up. So first, I'm gonna add a little bit of flour to the surface. Make sure your countertop is really clean before you do this. Take it out of here. This is a really pretty dough. I love all the rose petals in there, giving it some pink little flakes. Look how pretty this dough is. Okay, and then we want to roll this out. It should be about 1/4 an inch. This rolling pin has these little rings that go on to the end, and you can decide how thick you want it so it doesn't get thinner than that. So I put it to the 1/4. So let's begin to roll. I feel like it may have gotten a little too cold. It's really breaking apart as I'm doing this, so. Okay, that is all the same. Awesome. I actually really like how this works. I've never used this before, and it worked really nice so that you don't go too thick with them or too thin with them, and it actually kind of helps with rolling it out. Usually I get way more thin spots and then some really thick spots, so this helps just to keep everything more consistent. So I'm very impressed with how that turned out. You do kind of have to go more one way than the other, because like this would cut off if I tried to go that way, but that works just fine for what I need it for. So now I'm going to take my little cookie cutters. Again, I have this heart and then this like circle flowery one, and we're gonna get to cutting these out. So, oh, there's some cracks over here. I'm gonna place some on my baking sheet. Oh wow, these look great. They're the perfect thickness, and I love the little speckles of pink in them. I am very excited for how this is going to turn out. It's perfect for Valentine's Day. I'm gonna be going down to my grandma's, so I'll bring some down for her. Trying to get them as close together as possible so I'm not having to roll out this dough a million times. Okay, so I got about 10 hearts. Now I'm gonna do some of these. Okay, so I'm going to get these all onto my baking sheet, and then I'm going to roll up all the extra dough, throw it back in the refrigerator for a little bit just to harden up again, and then we'll do it again. And the oven just got done. It is at 350 degrees, and I'm gonna be baking these for 20 minutes each. That one might be a broken heart. It has a little bit of a crack in it. Wish I had an offset spatula. I do not have one of those. I should really get one. When they're baking, you want to keep an eye on them, and once they start turning golden brown, you want to take them off. So it should be right around 20 minutes, but if it's not right at that, you need to just kind of keep an eye on it. See if the spatula works well enough. Okay, perfect. So I got 10 hearts and 2 circles on here. These look so cute. So I'm gonna throw them in the oven for 20 minutes, and then I'm gonna roll these out and keep cooking until they're all done, and then let them cool completely. And then I will be back with you to show you how to dip and sprinkle the little toppings on top. So see you then. So here's what it looks like before they get done baking. And here's all the circles together. Okay, now I'm gonna form this back into a ball. Okay, then we're gonna put it back in the plastic wrap, and then it goes back into the fridge. This time I'm only gonna keep it in there for probably like 10 minutes, and then I'll roll out some more and get those going as well. Okay, and this is what they're looking like at the end. These back ones got a little bit too done, but I think that was just the oven. They should still taste fine though. They're not quite as vivid pink as they were when they first went in, but with the rose petals on top, they'll bring out the vibrance in them, so I'm not too worried about that. Okay, all of the cookies are done baking. This recipe made 31 cookies for me with my cookie cutter size, and I also figured out it needs closer to like 18, 19 minutes than 20 minutes. Some of them got a little too done, especially the ones in the back of the oven cooked a little bit faster, so some of them are a little overdone, but they should still taste delicious. I have my white chocolate and my just regular chocolate all melted down. So it is time to start dipping. So I am going to take a cookie and then just dip half of it into the chocolate and let it drip down some. You don't need it on the bottom if you don't want it to. I'm probably just gonna try and keep it mostly on the top. And then just really shake it off as you're going. Get all the extra stuff off. So it's looking like that. Then we're gonna set it down. And then I have some chopped up pistachios and then some of those rose petals left over. So I'm just gonna sprinkle a few of those on top. Oh, this looks so pretty with the white and the pink and the green. I'm very happy with this. Oh, so cute. Now I'm gonna go through all these and do the same. So let's try one with the chocolate. Okay, and then we're gonna do the same with the pistachios and the rose petals. The rose petals definitely do not show up near as much on the white ones, but it still looks very cute. So I'm very happy with how these are turning out. I'm gonna go through and do this with the rest of them, and I will check back in and give a taste test when we're done. Look how cute all these are. The white ones definitely show up better with the rose petals, but still, so cute. Okay, they're all done. These turned out fantastic. I love the way they look. They're so cute for Valentine's Day, or like I said, you can have these really any time of the year, or like on an anniversary or something like that. That'd be fun. But I'm very excited to give these a try. So I'm gonna give one of each a try, both the semi-sweet chocolate and the white chocolate, to see if there's any difference between the two other than the obvious color difference. First, we'll try the white one. Oh, this looks so cute. It's very good. The texture of the cookie is excellent. It's very crunchy and very crisp, so that's nice. And you also get a little bit of a texture difference between the cookie and then the pistachios that are sprinkled on top, especially this one had some slightly bigger pieces, so that was very nice as well. The cookie itself is not overly sweet, and it's very rich and buttery, and let me just give that a try. For the cookie alone without the chocolate, it's very good. It's rich and buttery and crispy. I don't get that much of a floral flavor from it. I more so get the almond that I put in there, but it's still an excellent cookie. So let's give the semi-sweet chocolate a try. The semi-sweet chocolate one is an excellent flavor too. You definitely get a lot more chocolate flavor in that, and it does take over the shortbread a lot more. You don't taste the shortbread as much, but you still get that crispness from it. So give and take there. It depends on if you want to taste more of the chocolate or not. The white chocolate is definitely way more sweet than the semi-sweet, and if you went with like a dark chocolate, it would be even more bitter, which I do like. So that could be a thing to do as well. It's really up to you and what you like it for. You could just have the shortbread plain. They are delicious no matter what you do with them. I'm very happy with how these turned out. So if you like this kind of content, make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. So good.